All right, so here we are with season 3 of Sci-Fi Eggheads. This is Eddie Murphy, E-Murph, the one and only, joined with Django 3000. We also have 2 guests today. I'm hoping we can convince them to hang around with us a couple of weeks. We have John Reed. John Reed is the editor-in-chief at the PW Perspective in Virginia, a Black-owned newspaper. I thought that's very highlighted, something very, something that we should all be proud of, is to have a voice in the community. And then we also have Levon Tarver, and he is a software engineer. He should probably feel right at home in a tech scene like this. And today we're just gonna be kind of looking at some new tech products and giving you our thoughts on it. Anybody want to throw anything in before we start them?
That sounds good.
All right, so great to be here with Excellent Back Brothers. Let's get to it.
Sounds good. All right, so, and we might have Chastity Murphy joining us. She was in a meeting, but she said she might try to join us. So if she does, we'll pop her in as well. All right, so here we go. And our first product is called the Daja. And let's mute that. And the Daja is basically an engraver. As you can see, it can engrave on any surface, and it also can be used to cut materials. So you load your software up on the Daja, and it'll engrave on any surface it claims. It claims any surface, and it also is able to cut materials like some thin wood and some other products that are kind of thin. So if you take a look at it, I've seen a couple of things that it could be useful for, but I'm gonna let you guys look at it and kind of form your own opinion on it.
I mean, what do you have as far as price and?
Oh, okay. So this is the thing. Yeah. So this is the thing. Most of these products are so new that they don't even have the price yet. They have it where you can sign up to be notified. This is one of them. So you can sign up to be notified when it releases. Yeah, excuse the dog barking in the background. He's crazy. But this is one on where you can sign up to be notified when it's ready, and they'll notify you. But right now, if I had to make a guess, I would probably say like in $80 to $100 range, but I'm speculating. It don't have a price yet, unless it's come out since the time that I recorded the video.
I think you lowball them a little bit on this.
Think so?
This got business application to it, man. You're able to imprint on any object that fits in that actual space. And from what I saw in the video, it didn't seem like it took long for the print. So this thing actually got some business aspect to it,
Right.
So I wouldn't think they would give it away $100, something like that. And definitely, it's got like a cutting laser on it. I think it would probably be a little bit more expensive than that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing too. I'm thinking something almost in a to almost 300 range, depending on your specifications or what you use it for.
And then the fact that it's so compact, you know what I mean? You can do this from home. You would think something that does, engraving, laser cutting, stuff like that, it would be something that was a lot bigger. But by it being so small and compact, all I can say if they do start selling this, I see the engraving business losing a big chunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Levon, what you think on it? I think you're muted. Yeah.
That's pretty exciting because frankly, I think it's been pretty cool the amount of investment that's been going into the makerspace lately. 3D printers, just a few years ago, or $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, and now 3D printers can be bought in several different types of formats and styles for $500 and to $800 for something that's pretty amazing that you can actually build some pretty serious stuff, prototype some serious stuff on. So to see things like laser engravers, laser cutters also start coming in to these smaller form factors that are like consumer friendly. Overall, it's exciting to me. Again, we're all speculating on price. Natural market forces will make it to where they're eventually going to have to bring this thing down to a reasonable price if they actually want to make money off of this and get it going in a business. But I can tell you, I've spent $400 on dumber things. So if there was a reasonable price, I'd probably find an excuse to order it.
So let me ask you guys this: what would y'all think is a good price? They actually got the price. I found it online. So what do you think would be a good price on that?
Well, we're talking
I had to sell it. It'd be about $2,500. I would sell it business aspect, not consumer. I'd say 2,500.
So personally for me, if I was thinking like business and enterprise, it would need to be in a higher volume application, like something that you can run a lot of things through at a high rate. And that form factor doesn't seem like it's really designed for that. It does seem like it's designed for at biggest small business, but at best probably home use. So I would think if they're going for that, it'd probably need to be in like the $500 to $800 range, depending on how well it can really work with so many different materials. Like, if you bought Chaz a MacBook and you wanted to do a nice engraving on that aluminum structure, how well can it actually engrave that? If it can actually do a good job on that, or like on the ceramic back of a phone or the glass part of a phone or something, that could be worth $500 to $600 for some people, and that's kind of what I think about when I look at it.
Okay.
I think that when you look at this, and there's one market that's going to be absolutely booming for this, it'll be art students. Now, art students in college would love to have this in their chapel class. And so I'm imagining people right now looking at this device and saying, hey, how many Baby Yoda designs I'm going to put on my phone or my cup? Or, some people may think, well, I can do one thing to engrave. I can use a ballpoint pen. That being said, an application like this is going to have widespread popularity. And I think because of the high demand, like I said, if you're talking about art students, if you're in wood class, after you're designing bookshelves or what have you, you're going to want to design this. And now we're seeing mobile applications, mobile devices being used by a younger generation. If I always like to look at market products and say, okay, does it pass the teenage test? And I'm thinking my 15-year-old nephew would love to have something like this. That being said, I do think it should run in something maybe like the 250, 300 range, only because I could see schools using this for their classes. I could also see this used in business offices, but I do think this will have widespread use. And as Jago 3000 was saying earlier, this would put stores like Things Remembered pretty much out of business. Because if you want to grade something for your high school or college graduation, you're going to do this instead. Or if you want to put a award together, you want to do that. And then I think it also used for organic applications as well, such as food. This would be fantastic use for creativity in the home. So I think in the beginning it will be used for business, but as people begin to see this more, you're going to start to see it used for a younger audience.
So the full retail on it is $199 right now, which I thought is amazing for its. Yeah.
That's really cheap. That's very.
Are they in production?
And it's in productions also. You can actually buy it now.
Well, I'm on Amazon.
Yes, you can get it through Amazon. Yeah.
Okay, I'll be ordering mine in an hour or so.
All right, so we're gonna go on to the. So yeah, let's go ahead and vote it. Those who will give it a thumbs up, I give it 2. Levon?
If it performs as advertised, I'm already like looking it up now because I have some probably off script use cases that I would like to look into it for.
Okay, cool.
But I think that's, like I said, for that price, I've spent more money on dumber things. So
Right, gotcha. All right, so as you can see, Chastity just joined the mix. She didn't miss nothing but one product, but we're gonna move on to the next one. And the next one is like a ring mouse. And here we go. And it's kind of self-explanatory. It's basically everything a mouse can do, but you just wear it on your finger. And I think it got some practical applications. It also has some impractical ones as well, but I don't want to kind of sway you guys either way. I'm checking the Padrone price, and its price is also $199. And I'm just amazed at how they're able to. You see, he's wearing it, but then he's using the fingertip to move it. And I'm just wondering, how is that working like that? But anyway, we know that there are other smart rings out that are Bluetooth enabled, and you can use it to control your phone or laptop. But this is your first one that actually, I guess it has to be Bluetooth as well, and it's being used as a mouse. This one is a kind of a longer video, but we're gonna go ahead and get some thoughts on this one because everything else is kind of self-explanatory. So, what do you guys think?
I've already see one character flaw in this design, man. You gonna have a mouse. Yeah. You got a mouse that you wear on your finger. How many times you think you're gonna leave the house with that ring on and nobody's gonna have a mouse to use in the regular house, you know? That's gonna be every time, bro. Every time. And then two, why would I take my ring in the bathroom? I mean my mouse in the bathroom with me, man. I wouldn't even put that on there. Definitely I wouldn't take it to dinner with me. I mean, it's pretty cool, but I just don't see me doing all that stuff with a mouse, man, you know?
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, this is Chaz. She's joining us, Chastity Murphy. She works for the Treasury Department, and she's also a tech person. Did you get to see any of the video on the ring? The concept is basically a ring that works as a mouse. You move your finger around and you can work a mouse.
Yeah, I saw it. It's pretty cool.
So give us your thoughts on it. What we're generally doing is kind of everybody giving their thoughts on it, then we're going to vote thumbs up or thumbs down on it.
Cuz, is that you? That's Levon.
Yep, that is Levon.
What's up?
And John Reed. I don't know if you remember John. He was a
Yeah. How y'all doing?
Pretty good.
I ain't seen you since I was like 11.
It's been a long time. And then imagine my surprise when I see you at the White House.
I don't know. It's not the White House exactly. I'm working for the administration, but that's cool. It's cool.
What do you think of the product?
I think it's cool. It seems convenient. I imagine that like if I were to wear it, I wouldn't take it off. So like I would always be wearing it 24/7. But I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, do I take it off like the sleep? Like, but I think it's cool. I think it's pretty cool. Can you type with it?
That's a good point, because if you got it on and you're trying to type, you could be moving the mouse while you're trying to type.
Yeah, that could be an issue.
Right. Yeah.
So what you think, John?
I mean, I have a hard enough time trying to keep my wedding ring on. I don't imagine what I'm gonna do with a ring mouse, honestly, because there's some applications from a technical standpoint I have questions on. Like, if, for example, where do I right click on? And how do I make sure I go back? And I think that with this application, and like I said, being Bluetooth enabled, how long is the battery life for? Is there a battery for that, and what's its range as well? And so I have to agree with Django 2000. I think that one of the issues that I would have is, keeping it on, and the fact that it's so small that it could be, anyone could pick it up at any time. And so a lot of questions I would have for that. I mean, I thought we had reached the zenith once we had the touchpad, but it goes to show you, I think it can be good in spaces, but for myself personally, I'm going to stick to the mouses that I know.
Levon, did we get you, Levon?
No, I haven't made any comments yet. Like I could see this maybe useful for very niche use cases, kind of like if you're doing presentations, kind of like how people have the clickers going through PowerPoint presentations. Maybe you could use this mouse for something like that. But like I kind of don't do wearable tech, like, smartwatches. I have to remember to charge my watch. I have a hard enough time remembering to charge my phone. Like, I don't want to have to remember to charge my ring too, right? And that's kind of that. So I do appreciate that they're trying to find ways to innovate and bring more features with wearable tech, because I do know that there are people who really do like having, a form factor that isn't so computer centric, but is more human centric. But for me, I struggle to find a place in my life where I would go, man, I wish I could just click using a ring on my finger. It's just not a thing for me personally, but I do think it's neat. It's a little bulky though. I have skinny fingers, so those things that ring would look goofy on my hand.
I understand that. So just to piggyback up what you guys have said, the only thing I thought about is, I'm a big wearable tech. I got glasses that are smart, but I take my glasses off when I go in the shower. I can leave my watch on, but if I leave that ring on and I go in there, I lost $200. So what we're gonna give it? Go ahead and give your vote. I'm going to vote thumbs down.
I wish I had 2 more hands so I can get the 4th thumbs down.
So you wish you had 2 more hands. All right, so let me go on to the next video. Just a second. This video is actually in running, so. And it's a good one. I don't want to skip it. All right, now let's share the screen.
Like you need a ring mouse.
All right, so this is called the Snap Maker. This is probably, to kind of, I know I'm giving it away, but this is probably my favorite one on here. And the reason it's my favorite one on here is because it's a 3D printer that also does laser engraving and carving. And those are some of the images. Now, for those of you that know me, y'all know that I collect some of these figurines. Like I just got ordered the new Captain America, the black one. And with something like this, I probably could have made it, even though, I don't think it includes, the coloring of it and so forth. But man, I think of all the money I could have saved if I had something like this for all those figurines I got. And not to mention, it does what the Dodger, the laser engraver does. It does that too. It does all the stuff it does. However, the price of it is a little bit more expensive than the Dodger. This is the one that y'all were referring to at about $1,800, because that's what it runs. You can buy it now from the maker of it, which is Snap Maker, and it is $1,800. But look at it, it's making a chess piece there. And the thing is, you can design using this software. I forgot the name of that software you guys used to use at Central Georgia, Django.
Okay.
CAD, yeah. You can design, you can use CAD or you can use other different types of software on it. It don't have to be CAD, it could be others. And design whatever you need. So besides the price, this is probably one of my favorite ones. But I'm real eager to see what you guys think. I'm gonna let the videos finish playing out. Just so you can see some of the work that they've done with it. That's the front jaw of a dinosaur, I think. Pterodactyl. And then it's doing the engraving there. And he actually put an encrypted map on the Bible. And I was finna say, I'm not sure if it cuts, but it does. It also does laser carving and cutting, cuts material. And it just made them a wood piece for the house. And I guess you can also do some drilling with it. Well, it's more like wood cutting.
Yeah, using a drill bit for a carving tool.
Mm-hmm.
You can change out the bits for whatever you
Created a whole dinosaur with it.
Yeah, you probably looking at 3 months of 3D printing looking at that one.
Yeah.
Takes a long time to 3D print.
All right, so let's get thoughts on it. And I know that the price tag is a major downside to it, but we just go around the room. We'll start with you this time, Chaz. What you think?
I think you might have started with me last time. Oh no, you started with yours last time. I think that it's like a good way to like do like personalized gifts for people. But like one, you also have to take into account like the amount of money you have to spend on the material to carve. And like that can end up being costly on top of the already $1,800 you're gonna spend on the machine. And then also like I don't need more things in my house. I have so much stuff in my house. And so I don't know if it's good for people who are collectors that you included, because all you're gonna do is just collect more and more and more stuff and spend more money. You're probably gonna spend money on the material. And then, I just think it's gonna end up being costly. And then you're just gonna have so much stuff in the house that might not be needed in the long term. But I do think it's good for personalized stuff.
So, Levon, what do you think on it?
So I remember earlier we were saying that one of the other devices would be good for like schools, but I could really see this being like a staple for a good STEM program, STEM lab, because your 3-axis CNC type stuff, your ability to do 3D printing for rapid prototyping. I'm not sure if this is what I saw, but it looked like they may have used that machine to scan in an image into the computer and then overlay something on top of that image. That is actually a very awesome feature to have. And so at that price point, yeah, it may price it out of the, an acceptable price range for individuals, but like I could definitely see some of these living in a high school STEM program or something like that and giving students a way to get access to several different types of entry-level engineering disciplines on one platform. And I'm like, that's really cool. And this is what I was saying before. This is the kind of stuff that really excites me, that we just never have access to this stuff as a kid, as a teenager, or even in our 20s. And now the price of this stuff is just falling down, and they're competing to try to put this in more people's hands. And so I really think it was pretty cool. It looked to be built to a more industrial style specification. It looks like it was made out of like extruded aluminum rails and stuff like that. So that'll be strong. It'll last a while. And I think for things built like that, for the size of the printing bed and stuff, the price isn't actually that much if you look at anything else that can work on structures of that size. So it's not that much more than what I'm used to seeing for things like that. I think it's a pretty cool thing.
And Mr. John, what do you think? How do you feel about this one? We'll let y'all Django bring us home on it.
I was so on the group. I could have a museum full of those with that. And I agree with Yvonne. I think these are the kind of things that you would want a school to purchase or a more industrialized organization to have as well, because on the number of wood carving projects, projects for the home, it can be used for, as well as individualized presentations. And one of the things I really liked was its scanning capabilities. So it shows a multitude of different things they can bring to the table. So I think a lot of people will really appreciate that. And one thing, as Chastity said earlier, maybe people who may love to be collectors, something, who, like you were talking about earlier, brother, is that there are people who just collect for a living. And so they'll go around, they'll travel, they'll pick things up from yard sales and whatnot. Well, this is kind of eliminating the middleman for that. The price range itself, it is something a little steep, of course, for individual homes, but there are people who do have access to that type of capital, say go for it. For businesses and schools, I think it's fantastic. And I think what it will do is open up a wide range of possibilities. And who knows, it could introduce people to things that they've never seen before in regards to carving and also industrialized projects. So I think it's a great idea.
Mr. Django 3000, take us home.
It's just a 3D printer to me, man. It's a 3D printer carver. I've seen it before, actually done it. What they don't tell you is, in order to use this tool, you got to be fluent in 3D sculpting. You got to be fluent in AutoCAD. You got to be able to use some form of drawing or 3D modeling to use this application or this tool. As far as the price, I think it's moderately priced. But if you think about not engraver, but the laser printer that we saw previously, that's a way more bigger value than what you would get if you just split this up in threes. All right, it's $1,800, 3 different applications. All right, what's that? $600 a pop. You know what I'm saying, for each application. You want to be, just simplified. That's $400 more than what you pay for that laser printer that we saw previously. You know what I mean? So I'll have to go with the other one. If I'm not going to use the 3D printer and I'm needing it for the laser printer, I just go with the first one. But this one, I've seen it before. It's nothing special about it. My only concern would be if you purchased it, how long would it actually take to do the application that it's made to do? Like carving, a couple of hours maybe, 3D printing, a couple of days, especially that dinosaur we saw. You wouldn't be able to print that thing. You had to break that down into about 50 different model pieces. You're looking at probably 2 months of 3D printing. So, but the laser engraving or laser printing, I can rock without it. But not for that price,
Yeah. All right, so what do we give it? Just gonna do our vote. I'm gonna give it a thumbs up myself because Chaz is still okay. And the reason I gave it a thumbs up is because I could save a lot of money if I made some of them figurines myself. All right, moving on. And we're gonna do maybe 2 more because I don't want to spend too long on here. All right, next thing, it is really name indicative. You look at it, you already know what it is and what it's doing. All it is a shade for your laptop whenever you go on vacation or you want to sit out in the sun. So while I'm talking about, I'm just gonna go ahead and give my opinion on it. Unless you're of the fair complexion, not too many people going to be sitting out. I mean, not too many African Americans are going to be sitting out in the sun. That's just my personal opinion. Now, I do know that for those who maybe want to take their children or grandchildren to the park, and they want to sit out while they play, that's practical. I guess one of the things that we should take in consideration is the price, and I'm getting there for you guys now. Shader price. And the price on that is there isn't one, not yet.
Yeah, whatever price they put on it would be too much.
There's no price yet. They're still taking investors. They're still seeking investors on the idea.
They'll still be seeking investors for a minute. If I'm looking at a laptop with sunshade and my kids are at the pool, I got bigger problems than worry about what kind of screen my laptop has on it. So, as you know, said, wherever they're looking for as far as invest, the price will be way too much to put a shade over that. I was out doing an interview in Henderson, Nevada, a couple weeks ago, and I'm thinking, okay, I don't need to do any work outside. That's what phones are for. I agree. This is something that I think is just what I always tell my students, detail doing too much on this one.
Levon, what do you think?
I mean, I'm trying to stretch and find, kind of like I said with the Ring, maybe think of something out of the box, like maybe someone at a construction site who needs to have their laptop up, maybe they could see something for something like this, because that might also help keep the rain off. Who knows? But like I said, unless there's like some niche out there that really would like this, I don't really see it being for me. Even when I do use my laptop outside, I can still see my screen fine. So I don't really have those kind of issues.
And Miss Chastity.
I didn't realize it was to like see your screen better. I thought it was to hitting the screen. I didn't realize what it was for. But anyways, I think it's a waste of money regardless. I wouldn't use it. And a lot of people here in DC, they work outside, but like who is gonna like think through bringing like a shade, putting the shade on your computer before you get ready to go into a meeting? Like it's just a waste of money. And that's really all to that.
All right, so I'm not even gonna give my comment because I think it's consensus. So how do you vote? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Thumbs down for me. 2 thumbs way down. Okay, and the last one for today is I hate this. We're gonna end on this because I know what y'all responses gonna be on this. This is called a walk car. And I'm just gonna let you look at it, and I don't even have to say anything. I'm just gonna let you look at it and kind of tell me what you think. It's called a walk car. It's also still trying to get investors. It hasn't hit the market yet.
Is this for people who are too cheap to afford a hoverboard?
I knew somebody was gonna say that. Yeah, I estimate it probably be about $50, 56, but they don't have a price yet, so I'm just estimating. We can go ahead and take comments on it now while it's playing.
Hated it.
Go ahead, Mr. Django.
Man, I see absolutely no reason that I will buy this contraption. You know what I mean? I mean, it doesn't look fun. Don't look like he's having fun. I don't know why I'll be carrying that bulky thing around all day long just to ride it 2-3 feet. You know what I mean? I give it a big thumb down, bro.
All right, what about you, Mr. Levon?
Has anyone here ever ridden a skateboard before?
Yep.
So you know what happens when your skateboard wheel hits a tiny rock. You go flying. That will probably, so this seems to be a Japanese startup because the text above the initial like intro bumper was written in Japanese. Their streets are incredibly clean. This probably could be okay to use inside of like an office that's roomier and stuff like that. I would not recommend using this in any street here or any sidewalk here. You're going to eat it hard. I mean, one of the things that really gets me though is I would have liked them to display some kind of feature where you can use it to move like a lot of boxes. Like if you could put like a bunch of boxes on top of it, because it shows a dude pushing another trolley with boxes, but sometimes you don't have enough space for a big trolley and you want to be able to move heavy objects. And this thing would be pretty cool just for that, because it's so small and you can just store it away. Not necessarily for me though. But I think that if they could figure out how to make it more flexible in the applications, it could have some neat uses, because it is fairly small and I think it could be used for some other things.
Okay. Did I call you John? I can't remember.
Have we gotten that lazy? We just can't take steps anymore. I mean, you all know about what happened with the Peloton, right? And the 29 lawsuits and what happened with children. That has nothing on the lawsuits this thing will have. The thing is that when you're trying to do something, you're trying to move ergonomically, the problem becomes with this is it lacks flexibility. So it's not like you're gonna be able to move quickly if you're able to use it even in a smaller setting. And like I said, I live here in Northern Virginia, and Jesse knows you go down Pennsylvania Avenue, 14th Street, there's nothing but potholes, and so on the sidewalks. And so once you hit that pothole, that's all she wrote. No, absolutely no.
Okay, just take us home, Mr. Django.
I gave my opinion. I thought it was quite useless, man.
Oh, that's right.
If it's a rendition of that hoverboard, man, only thing I can see that they actually changed was just widening the standing surface so you won't push your butt so easily. But
I think
I have no earthly idea why somebody would buy that crap.
Did I get you, Chaz?
No, but I ain't have too much of a comment. I was gonna make like a more of a political comment. Like, I do think that like white people would catch on and and like as soon as it hits like, oh, this is popular, I guarantee you I would see like a lot of white people with that, like whatever that thing is called. I guarantee you I would see them on the sidewalk. Golf cart. I would see them with it if it caught on, but I do think it would be a lot of lawsuits. It's almost kind of the scooters and the like the scooters and like the other things, the motorbikes. I just think that like white people would catch on. It would become a thing. Would I use it? No, because I'd probably bust my behind, but that's just my opinion.
She's right. Up here in Arlington or something. Oh, guaranteeing Arlington is going to be all the rage. I promise you that.
The only image I get is somebody, a young child hitting a rock and going face first, face plant. Lawsuit. Okay, so it sounds like everybody has the same consensus, but let's take the vote anyway. Thumbs up or thumbs down?
I'll pull a Chaz on this one.
Okay.
I move my boxes around, man, because I got a lot of books and those things are heavy. So
Yeah.
if I could trick it and let it that'd be sick.
Gotcha. So that's gonna conclude us for today. Next week, same time, for those who are available, we want to start trying to hit on The Bad Batch. So if you haven't watched it, go ahead and watch it. We're big Star Wars fans here. We're also going to be doing stuff like looking at Marvel stuff that's coming up. What's the next Marvel series that's coming? Loki, yeah. So, we'll be getting ready for that. We'll also be doing some DC stuff. I think Superman is coming back. Superman and Lois should be coming back in about another week or two. So we'll be looking at that. Just all tech stuff. So anybody got any final comments?
Nothing here.
Oh no, this is something as a reporter I'd love to just comment on and see how my staff, because most of my staff are college students, and like Chastity said, some of them will probably love it, others probably be like, no, not so much. But no, this is wonderful. Hope to get a chance to invite you back. I'd love to do it again. Great crew of people here. Black excellence, love it. Thank you for the invite. Oh,
no problem. Again, that's John Reed, Levon Tarver, Chastity, Django 3000, and I'm your one and only Eddie Murphy, known as E. Murphy, and we are signing out.
Preview.